Alright, Shalom, Shalom. This is your brother Issachar coming back at you. One other lesson. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Akwakwadosh. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect and the 144,000 scattered across the four corners of the earth. Shalom to you. Alright, in today's lesson, we're going to go into sellouts, agents. Okay? It's a very real thing. Okay, it's a very real thing. These false prophets out here, they take a bribe. They take a bribe. Okay, they literally cash checks. You know, at Vocab Malone, you know, you can see as he's literally set up to come against Great Millstone. Okay, his whole thing is to make us look bad. Okay, that's his whole thing. Okay, and these agents, they are getting paid. They truly hate the man of the Lord. Okay, so this is what we're gonna go into tonight. Okay, Amos chapter 5 verse 10. They hate him that rebuketh in the gate. So right there. Okay, stop right there. Okay, Amos chapter 5 verse 10. They hate him that rebuketh in the gate. Okay, because that's talking about us. Okay, these you know false prophets, they're not teaching that the RFID microchip is the mark of the beast. Okay, all right. Some of these, as remember that group Genesis, they were teaching that the heathens can make it. Okay, that's off. Okay, so they hate the true prophets because we rebuke at the gate. Okay, because we're saying that the so-called white man, the true Edomites, are going to slavery. Okay, we don't hold our sword back from blood. You understand? Because we're telling it exactly what the Lord says. Okay, we're not we believe this, and we're gonna take those parts out because our family's gonna get mad at us, the community's gonna get mad at us, they're gonna call the cops on us. No, we're laying it down. Okay, all the way. You see? All right, so they hate him that rebuketh in the gate, because we're rebuking, okay, this evil society. Telling, okay, no, this is what it is. That's bugged out. Because people, the 2/3, okay, they say, 2/3 of our people, they say, well, the so-called white man can't make it, then I don't want to make it. Okay, it's the Edomites. Okay, because there are so-called white men out there and white women that believe in the Lord. They're Israelites. They're not Edomites. Okay, that's called confusing the faces, Israelite foreigners. You see? And they arbor him that speaketh uprightly. Okay? Verse 11. For as much therefore as your treading is upon the poor, okay, and ye take from him burdens of wheat, ye have built houses of hewn stone, but ye shall not dwell in them. Ye have planted pleasant vineyards, but ye shall not drink wine of them. Okay, verse 12. For I know your manifold transgressions, okay, and your mighty sins. They afflict the just. Let's stop right there. Okay, because they afflict the just, right? Because our enemies, okay, they afflict the righteous, because we put away the ways of this world. Okay, we still sin and go off, but we are making efforts to do what we can to resist. Okay, remember, this is it's a fight, because there's times when these demons, they have access to hop into your flesh and cause you to go off. So this is why you have to rebuke it. Okay, but not all the time you can control it. So it's very real. It's a very real thing. Okay. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak, because it's very real. Okay. They afflict the just because. All right. So now let's start going to detail. Okay. So the agents, because there's different ranking agents out there. Okay. All right. And remember, we're gonna stay focused on agents. Okay. We're gonna stay focused on agents. So you got different levels out here. Okay. You got these minions out here who are just, getting paid. And listen up, Akim and Aqua, brothers and sisters who are just coming into the faith. Because this is a very important message for the true brothers and sisters that are in the faith. Okay, it's not just, be all paranoid and, what? Like there's people watching us. Okay, no, this is just to break it down of, what's going on out here. Okay, it's a true war. Okay, we are behind enemy lines. So this is very important that what is going on out here. Okay, it's not to be all, what, but there is a target on all of our backs. Okay, those of us that teach the word and those of you that listen to the word. Okay, it's a very real thing. All right, but remember, there's nothing for you to get nervous about. Okay, our Lord said, "Fear not." Okay, Isaiah 41, roughly paraphrasing. Fear not thy worm Jacob, and you men of Israel. Why? Okay, because the Lord is with His hopeful elect. Okay, and by going through your trials, your temptations, you know that the Lord's always right there. You may have to go through a little bit, but the Lord's always right there. Okay, the Lord's always right there for His hopeful elect. All right, they afflict the just. Okay, so they afflict the just. How? They have agents out here in these cars who are literally, there's agents out there, different levels. Okay, you might think like, well, what do you mean agents? Okay, you might think that you might say, oh well, fuck, CIA, FBI, KGB. Yeah, you got those agents. You got smaller agents out here, and you got agents out there that are not even on the map. Okay, they're not even on the map. All right, that work for Illuminati, these secret societies. Very real. Okay, it's very real. All right, these agents out here will they get paid to cut you off, do stuff like that. At camp, there's agents that come up to us that they're called agent provocateurs. What does that mean? Because they're agents of chaos. They're paid to try to get us to do something carnal against them. Like they'll say like, oh, you guys are fucking idiots and like let's fight and all that. Like they're paid to get us to get physical. Yeah, it's very real. So you have to, and this comes with discernment. It comes in time. You start to learn. Okay, all right, who's these agents? Out here. Okay, the Spirit will reveal that. Oh, yeah, like that was an agent, or So you have to. You gotta be circumspect out here. They afflict the just because those of you that work like in big jobs where there's more than 20, 30 employees, right? Okay, they can send in an agent in there, to mess with you, try to get you fired or stuff like that. It's very real. Okay, it's very real. All right, so this is why you gotta watch out. Okay, they take a bribe. Right there, booyah. Okay, they take a bribe because they're literally getting paid. They're getting paid, agents to mess with the hopeful elect, to mess with believers. Okay, and that's real right there. Okay, that's very real because they take a bribe, right? Okay. All right. So that's they take a bribe. So meaning what? They literally are getting paid to lie to you. They're getting paid to mess with you. Okay. And there's different type of agents, sellouts. Look at Nate from IUIC. Okay, he knew the names of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and he's not teaching. He's not teaching that. Why? 150 mil, huh? What did he do for 150 million? See, so that's very, very important. Okay, because you got sellouts out there. Okay, you got sellouts out there that are teaching the word, but they're not teaching the truth. Okay, these are false prophets. Okay, you got agents out there who are real, you know, like that movie, like 007, stuff like that. Okay, where you got KGB, stuff like that, FBI, CIA. That's very real. Okay, that's very, very real. All right, so this is why we have to. You gotta know what you're a part of. Okay, because it's not just, oh, you know, these elites don't like us. No, they are truly are gonna come for brothers and sisters' lives. Okay, and it's not just to be all, you know, remember, once again, be all nervous and what the heck. No, hold it down. But it's just to let you know of what's going on out here, because it's a real war. Okay, because the left-hand side truly are trying to kill the men of the Lord. Okay, and they really are going to come in like a flood. Okay, Isaiah 59:19. Okay, when the enemy shall come in like a flood, because real soon. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, real soon this World War III is building up, right? It's building up, and these American troops are gonna get shipped out there. Okay, along with the draft. So there's going to be less American troops here on American soil. So you might say, well, who's going to replace them, right? Because if we're going to go under martial law, okay, the things that you can read in Revelation chapter 6, verse 8, the pale horse, okay, that's martial law, okay, that's bringing death, okay. Isaiah 59:19, okay, that's the enemy coming in like a flood. Okay, it's talking about when Esau is going to come in with his Gestapo troops. Okay, they're very real. Okay, they have an army of robots. Okay, they have clones. Okay, very real. They look like humans, but they're not. They're clones. All right, yeah, very real, right? Okay, you got UN troops out here. Okay, you got FEMA troops out here. All right, it's very real. Okay, so they're foreign troops, Russian soldiers, Chinese soldiers. Okay, they're here to do what American soldiers are not going to do. Why is that? Okay, because this is the New World Order. Okay, on the left-hand side, they are trying to what? Okay, establish their own birthright. So there's teams out here. In other words, okay, there's teams out here. In other words, all right. So let's go again from the top. Amos chapter 5 verse 12. For I know your manifold transgressions and your mighty sins; they afflict the just. Okay, Team Jake. Okay, what are these people being found out for? These synagogues, that they're going to these P. Diddy parties, right? That there's tunnels underneath their churches and shit. They're sacrificing children. They're abducting children, stuff like that. There's organ harvesting, all that shit. That's all coming out, okay? Because these leaders of these churches, okay, that seem good to the world, they're not. They're Satanists, okay? They're over here. They have tunnels and stuff. They're all involved in all that crap. You know, it's very real. Okay, they afflict the just. They take a bribe, right? Because the so-called white man came up to him and said, "Look, if you do this for us, if you stop teaching in the name, okay, we'll give you all this money, this and that. Okay, we'll give you this." We'll give you this, that, your own platform, you know, your podcast, you know, see? So people take a bribe for material things, you know? It's very real, very real. Agents, but there's real agents out there who, and there's different levels, okay? There's different levels. Okay, so that's something that's very, very important, okay? Because you got agents out there who are really set up, you know, to like they're real killers out there, you know. You got different levels, you know. You got agents out there that even have invisible suits, you know. They got technology like that on the left hand side, very real, Okay, so you gotta understand that this is not a time to you can't take this lightly. Okay, you truly must believe that Yahweh Hashem Yahushai can save you. Okay, we cannot make it on our own strength. Okay, it's not gonna happen. Okay, we need the Lord. All right, we need the Lord. All right, there's Terminators out there, androids, drones. Okay, it's about to get very, very real out here. Okay, where the society is about to shut down, and the left-hand side, so your brothers and sisters who are just coming into this, okay, our Heavenly Father, Yahweh, He controls the left-hand side and the right-hand side. So the spiritual side is Satan, okay? Satan is a son of Yahweh on the left-hand side, okay? Because there is evil angels and demons on the left-hand side, okay? But what I mean about the left-hand side, okay, talking about Satan's counterpart, the Edomites, okay? Starting with the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, okay, Illuminati, Skull and Bones, them, okay? These global elites who are pushing for their New World Order agenda, okay, they are satanic. And Trump works for them, Donald Trump. Very real. Okay, so I'm talking about them, okay, to be, you know, because you might think, well, what do you mean the left-hand side? Political? Because they say that, you know, like the Republicans and the left-hand side, the right-hand side. No, this is talking about your secret society, okay? I'm talking about the left-hand side as satanic cults, real stuff, secret societies in this earth, okay? Skull and Bones, Illuminati, it's very real, okay? They run and they own a lot of things in this world, okay? These churches, all these churches have sold out under a 501c3 charter. Okay, what's that? Because they cannot, they're all bought and paid for, okay? All right, they take a bribe and they turn aside the poor in the gate from their right, okay? Because they lie, okay? You got zealots out here that what? They lie to what? Okay? To people. But why is that? They lie to what? They lie to the righteous for what? Okay, to turn away their what? Okay, to turn away them from the truth. Okay, turn away them from the truth. So why is that? Okay, why is that? Because they're lying. Okay, so what? So they can get their goodies. Okay. Okay, so this is what they do. Okay, so this is what they lie. Okay, they lie and they withhold information so they can get their goodies. They can get that money. They can receive that check. You see? All right. All right. So this is very, very real, okay? All right, verse 13. Therefore the prudent shall keep silence in that time, for it is an evil time. Right, so this is very important, brothers and sisters of the hopeful elect, okay? Because you gotta know when to speak, when not to speak. It's not just, you can't just be out here just saying everything, okay? Like Apostle Har says, we speak in code, okay? Because there's a time for that when we are, okay, there's a time like that where we are going to have to, you know, give a testimony for what we believe in, okay? And that might be a life and death situation, okay? Which we're entering the hour of temptation, all right? Which is the hour where, okay, these elites are going to make the RFID microchip mandatory. It's going to be a season, okay, of all-out war out here, civil war, okay, where you won't be able to drive these vehicles, purchase groceries without the RFID microchip, okay? Facts, okay? Facts. So that's very real right there, okay? That's very, very real. You see? Okay? Okay, verse 14. Seek good and not evil. So plead to the Lord. Okay, do your best. Okay, pray, fast, make your adjustments. Okay, get right with the Lord. All right. Remember, it's not. This is not just a Saturday thing. This is just not what you do at camp. It's your everyday. Okay. Well, what are you doing? Okay. This is a lifestyle. Okay. You have to turn to the Lord. See, that ye may live. That ye may live. See that? Because just because we believe in the Lord doesn't mean that He's gonna save us. The Lord don't need any of us. So that ye may live. So what the hell, all you shallots out there? Okay, Nate. Okay, General Johanna. Okay, Captain Tazariak. Okay, you guys are walking around all proud. Okay, that ye may live. So the Lord might. That's the thing. Do you know that you're part of the hopeful elect, 100%? You know that? None of us don't know that. See? So how are you walking around all proud like you're already in the kingdom already? Captain Tazariak, okay, you clown, you have that crown on. Who gave you that crown? Where did you get that crown from? A swap meet? You're a straight up clown. All right. And so the Lord Yahweh, the Lord of hosts, meaning the Lord of armies, okay, shall be with you as ye have spoken. All right. Bear with me. Bear with me. Okay, so Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 7. Listen up. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad. Okay, let's stop right there. Okay, because the 2/3 of our people, okay, Israelites, okay, well, the number of reason why they sell out is because the Lord don't want them. They're not part of the hopeful elect. Okay? But in this society, Jake grows up poor. So they don't have nothing. So a lot of times, so Jake gets influenced easy, by, oh man, the flash and all the cars and, the nice women and, this and that, Because like, man, they want to have good things, But this is why you got to understand that this is not our rest. Okay? Micah 2:10. Okay, because this is right now it's the time for the wicked to rule. This is not our time. Okay, that don't mean that we can't have our own stuff and be clean, stuff like that. But this is not our time to be get out, just do everything that you be all that you can be. Okay, like that. All right. So surely oppression maketh the wise man mad. Okay, because if you're happy in this society, there's something wrong with you. Okay, because this place is being ran by pedophiles, okay, Satanists. All right, so right there, this is something that Jake will sell out, okay, because Jake hasn't had nothing, So this is something just to explain, But wise men are gonna be mad because like, fuck, man, all I do is work and, we're being taxed and shit, like, because if you're a true wise man, a real man in society, you're gonna be upset because you're gonna know what time it is. Okay, it's only these peons that are just like, oh well, whatever. That's just the way life is. No, it's not. Okay, this is a messed up society. Okay. Oh. Okay. So right there, surely oppression maketh the wise man mad, right? Because so that is some that's that on that right there. But a reason why Jake sells out, okay, woman or man, is because they don't have nothing, okay. But the thing is that they don't have the Lord with them, okay. And these Israelites 2/3, they don't understand that this is not our time, okay. Fuck what these people talking about, okay. Romans chapter 3 verse 3, okay. So what if some do not believe? So what, okay. We don't care about, oh well, this world, they don't like me no more, So what? Hell with them, okay? Remember, only the hopeful elect are going to make it out of here. The rest are going to die. Okay? Let's continue. And a gift destroyeth the heart. Bam. So now we can go into the 2/3 and the sellouts and agents a little more. Okay? So that is the example. Because a gift destroyeth the heart, meaning the mind. Because they'll give Jake a big booty bitch. Okay? All right? Excuse my Italian. Oh, here's a TV show, Nick Canyon. You know? He said, Nick Cannon, he goes, remember he had that show Wildin' Out, you know? He said, hey, you know, I'm an Israelite, and the small hats took his check and the show from him, and he apologized for being an Israelite. This is who we are. See that? Because a gift, because they'll say, here's a Mercedes, here's a TV show, and say, all right, you know, fuck it, and they'll forget about the Lord. That is the number one. That is the worst mistake that you can make, is forgetting about the Lord. Okay? All right? The Lord is all we got. Proverbs 1:7. Okay? The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. Because if you fear the Lord, okay, remember, we're also going to sin and go off, but you're going to fear that. Damn, you know what? If I take a bribe, if I do this, the Lord's going to kill me. See? So you got to be like, man, you know, like, you got to make adjustments. Okay, you got to change. You know, you got to be prepared to lose everything if you have to. Okay, you got to be prepared to lose everything if you have to. All right, so that's very, very important right there. Okay. Okay. That's very, very important. Okay. So a gift destroyed the heart, meaning the mind, because Jake wasn't really that corrupt. Okay, they might have, you know, grew up like, you know, not so good, but once they got that money, that lifestyle, all that shit, okay, then what? They became, it destroyed their minds. Okay, it destroyed their minds. It's very, very real. See? Okay, very, very, very real. All right, so right here, here we go. Okay, beautiful. Look at that. Ecclesiastes chapter 7 verse 8. Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof. Okay, because it is better that we're waiting for these Edomites rulership, okay, to go down. Okay, we're waiting for it. And the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit. Right, so you got to be patient. Okay, we must wait. Okay, hey, you know, we can lose all things. All right, but you got to be patient. Okay, you got to be patient. So another main reason why these 2/3 of Israelites, why they sell out, okay, is because they're not patient. Okay, they don't trust in the Lord. Okay, but number one is because the Lord don't want them. They're not part of the hopeful elect. Okay, we understand that off top. But does that mean that just because Nate's doing that, he can't receive the oil, and that he's automatically not a member of the hopeful elect? No, not at all. Because the Lord can have him repent, and he can receive the oil and still be part of the hopeful elect. See, the Lord can do many things. Look at Apostle Paul. Okay, Apostle Paul was laying down the Israelites. Okay, and look at, he was Apostle Paul. So that just to show you, his name was Saul at the time. Okay, all right, but he later got his name changed to Paul. Okay, so remember that. Okay, because that's something else. Okay, because just because somebody's going off, you can't just say, well, automatically, like, yeah, they're sellouts, but you can't say that, oh, they're not members of the hopeful elect, because we don't know that. Okay, so you have to, you gotta be patient out here too when there's you know, sellouts and stuff like that, you know, because that's why Apostle Har said that he might get the oil back. See, and that's hard to see, right? Like, nah, like, no way, but maybe, you never know. Look what happened with Apostle Paul. Okay, remember that. So, and the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit. Okay? Right there. So be patient. Okay, you gotta go through your trials, your tribulations. You might have to lose your family. Look at the story of Job. Okay, all right. You may have to lose your job, your car, whatever. Okay, your life. Okay, Revelation chapter. Let's go there. Okay, Revelation chapter 20, verse 4. Okay, all right. And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. Okay, that's the 144,000. Okay, and I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua. See that? Because people are literally going to be put to death. Okay, people are literally going to be put to death out here. Okay, so John the Revelator, he saw people's heads being beheaded. Okay, for the word, for the witness of Yahushua, by how in the guillotine. Okay, in these concentration camps. So it's gonna get that real that if you believe in the Lord, okay, these elites are gonna put some of the hopeful elect, okay, are gonna go inside these guillotines. Okay, it's very, very real. Okay, so this is what this is. It's a very, very real situation. Okay, and this is the thing. Like, do you believe in the scriptures, or you just I'm an Israelite and this is just let's just have a barbecue and we're Israelites and everything's all cute and shit. Excuse my Italian. This is very, very real. Okay, if they came for you tonight in the middle of the night when you're with your family, okay, would you be able to go to the death and say, well, fuck it, you gotta be ready for that. Okay, because that is a possibility. Okay, you gotta be ready. Well, if I have to lose my brothers, my family, my sons, my daughters, I'm gonna see them on the other side. You really have to understand that. Okay, but at the same time, you gotta know that we serve the Lord. The Lord said that He's gonna help us, but that is gonna be some of the hopeful elect members' lot. Okay, so if that does happen, you can't say, well, damn man, the Lord forgot about me, man. What did I do? Remember, that is some of the hopeful elect's lot. So you gotta know, if I gotta be put to death, that's it right there. I'm gonna trust in the Lord and hey, you gotta believe that. So that's this is a very real situation. Okay, all these concentration camps, okay, all these concentration camps that are being heard about, these conspiracy theories, okay, they're facts. Okay, it's very real. Okay, these concentration camps are ready to go. They got guillotines inside there. Okay, United States is going to be it's going to be the worst spot that you can be at in the planet Earth. Okay, the battle Armageddon out there is going to be very bad, but United States is going to be it's like the main spot. Okay, where judgment is going to be being dished out. Okay, because there's going to be race wars. Remember what happened with what was his name? Salakia. Okay, that one Jake, I believe his name was Nolan Wells, right? Remember he was with those Edomites, and the Edomites, they're celebrating. Like, yeah, this is tradition, See, that's very real. Okay, there's KKK members out here, Edomites, very real. Okay, and they're going to be coming for the hopeful elect members. It's very real. Okay, because now let's go to the spiritual side. Okay, you might say, well, how do they know who we are? Okay, because the demons tell them they know who's who. Like, okay, they know. They know if you truly believe or if you're faking the funk. Okay, they know that. Okay, these demons know, like, oh, hey, this is a real person. This is a true believer right here. Okay, because they got high witches and warlocks on the left hand side. They know who you are. Okay, it's very real. So you have to, you gotta know this. Okay, so that's on the spiritual aspect. Okay, that there is real witches and warlocks on the left hand side. Okay, so you have to, you gotta know that and understand that. Okay, that it's very, very real. All right, so this is not no thing to be playing around with. Okay, let's continue. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahweh Shai. So, okay, because if we believe in Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, there's a possibility that some of the hopeful elect members are going to have to give up their lives. And for the word of Yahweh, see, because this word is nothing lightly, and which had not worshipped the beast. Not the beast is the ancient Roman Empire, okay? But we can also use that as Esau's power structure, okay, his empire. All right. Neither his image, which is the New World Order, okay, neither received his mark, okay, upon their foreheads or in their hands, and they lived and reigned with Yahweh Shai 1,000 years. Right, because the RFID microchip, okay, so the mark of the beast is the RFID microchip, which stands for radio frequency identification, and that's it's very, very real, okay. And this society is about to go into another shutdown, okay, where there's going to be lack of food, lack of resources, okay. You might see in the around the U.S., right, there's blackouts and stuff like that, right, okay. It's very, very real, all right, where imagine the society with no power, okay, with no power, all right. And so back to the agents, okay, there's agents who's been following brothers and sisters, okay, and there's brothers and sisters in the truth that can give a testimony to that, okay, that they've been followed, home and stuff like that. Remember, we're being watched, okay. Just because you don't see somebody, I don't see nobody, all right, we're being watched 24/7, okay, all right, and it's a very real thing. All right, but you gotta know that. All right, well, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, he's with us, but you gotta know that it's a very serious thing. Okay, so these elites, they have brothers and sisters and different lists. Okay, so you have to understand that. Okay, know that this is a very serious ordeal, that we may be separated from our family. Okay, we may be betrayed. Okay, there's agents inside, camps and stuff like that. Okay, you gotta understand that. Paul Sahar said that. Okay, so you gotta be ready. Well, shit. If there's we gotta be ready for that. Okay, if people are gonna betray us, okay, persecution, you have to really be ready for that. So that's the thing. Do you believe? Are you just, well, I'm an Israelite? No, this is it's very real, okay? It's very real, all right? So with that's it on today's lesson. Okay, understand that there is wicked Israelites out there, okay, who are getting paid to mess with you, getting paid to lie to you, getting paid to actually cashing checks, okay, to withhold information from you. So with that's it on today's lesson. Until next time, on your feet, soldier. Shalom.